All right, welcome back. We're continuing answering the question of supervision throughout my career. Now we're about 14 and a half years on. I'm a first level detective 1, which is right before becoming a regular supervisor, but I'm giving supervisor functions. Okay, if you want to ask me a question, go to this site and email me, rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Hope I got that right side up. Yeah, okay. So, the last segment I told you I was working, they called a field enforcement unit with a really good partner, and we're in this office bringing in heroin users and doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, well, I was happy, even though I had an experience with a kind of a tenured top step that was worried about his pension, which is not fine, but you should get out of the field and not do that. Anyway, then I get a call. Now, at the time we had 9,000 officers. Narcotics Division at that time had about, I'm guessing over 400. Okay, 400, 450. Okay. Now, when you get into a unit, people think, well, that's really not that small, but it kind of is, because what happens is I'm in a small, there's 18, actually, I back up. There's 4 of my 30-person units in the city, okay? And then there's other units, other people. Even though you think, wow, 400 some officers, that's huge. Well, not really, because every unit is broken down, okay, to different sections, and you have friends that know friends that know friends, and what happens is, the guy that called me that said, come to narcotics, is marking time until I get some time in, then he wants me to come work with him. Okay, he's working what they call majors, which is a unit that handles large-scale traffickers. That's pretty much what it is. Okay, we're working street dealers, rock houses, foot pursuits, cars, and all that stuff, alleys and all that stuff. But the other unit that my buddy works in is large-scale investigations, multi-kilos, long-term. Surveillance is 90% of their work, 95% of their work, doing search warrants and all that. Okay, so the guy that asked me or told me I should come to narcotics now calls me, and he told me he was waiting. He passed away a little while ago. God bless him. But he says, "Do you want to come up here and work in this squad?" And those are 6-man squads. Okay, top step, 2 subordinate supervisors, and then either 3 or 4 detectives. And I go, what are we going to do up there? Well, he's kind of explained what the job was. Follow people, write warrants. Well, man, this is like, whoa. And so what's happening is I know someone now, and now I have the rank that I can actually go over there. Well, I was happy where I was. I had a good partner, and we both bonded really well, and my top step was great, but it's like, okay. So I had to make another decision, okay? And by the bonus for that new assignment is you get a take-home car, okay, which is really a real huge incentive, okay? You pay for the gas and all that. You don't have to worry about your own personal car. Pretty good unit, a pretty good assignment. Those keys were the key to get in here. Oh, bro, that was horrible. Anyway, so I thought about it. So I went to my top step and I said, I'm thinking about going over there. And he goes, well, you won't like it, and they don't get time off because they all work as a unit and blah blah. And I surprised the answer I gave him. I said, well, I'm planning on being in narcotics for a long time, and so I just came from the buy team. I'm working here now. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try to feel where all these units are and work in them, and then I can decide where I want to stay permanently. I might come back here, but I you don't know what's on the other side of that fence till you go over there, and I may not like it. He goes, well, because that makes sense. I said, I feel bad because you brought me over here, but I don't want to sound like I'm not appreciative of that. I really appreciate that, because it was a lot of guys wanted to work narcotics, and you have to take a polygraph, you have to take or interview. There's a lot of hurdles, and a lot of guys can't make it. They have too many things in their package. They were, they got discipline or something. So it's kind of a privilege to be there, and I feel like I'm slapping them by leaving. Well, he said, no, just, you need to make your own choice. And I felt bad. That is a good supervisor also. That happened to me later on again. That'll happen to me as a supervisor. I lose people the same way. Okay, and those people really felt bad about leaving. But anyway, that's another farther down the road. But so I left. I went to this new unit. Okay, met the top step. He interviewed me, but in his squad was my buddy, and I was pimped by him. But bring me in. He's a good guy, all that. Okay, so I pretty much had the job. Okay, so he gives me a take-home car, and off we go. Okay, well, unlike the place I went to where I had my partner and the top steps tell me what he expects of me, how he wants me to work, what I expect of him, and give me a guideline. Okay, this top step just says, okay, kid, here's a set of keys, and we're gonna meet tomorrow morning at a certain place at 6 o'clock, and just follow the squad and learn. That's all he told me. So okay, fine. So, the next day, Tuesday, at 6 in the morning we met somewhere. I think it was in Orange County, and we're briefing behind a market. It's still dark, and we're going to follow this guy. I'm just standing there like, whoa, I don't know how to do any of this. Okay, so he wanted me to learn just by watching. Didn't give me any direction, and I thought that was kind of weak of him to do that. He's the top step. You got a new guy, kind of like want to mold me. He should have molded me into that, but that's fine. He's got his thing to do, and I got my thing to do. So it was top step and 6 of us. There was seven of us working in there, all detectives. And you talk about some personalities. Oh my gosh! But kind of broke. I'll give you a little offshoot here. That first day of me working, we followed a guy all day. And I'm trailing. I'm listening to the radio. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to keep up in traffic. They get far away, then they get closer because you've been on the freeway. You spot a sparkless truck on the freeway, and and you're going along bumper to bumper traffic, and all of a sudden the sparkless truck's behind you, and then a few minutes later it's in front of you. You that kind of thing. Where that's what the squad was doing. They're in front of me, then they're getting closer to me, and then they're pulling away, and I'm trying to keep up with them, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Well, I'm getting on this off track. It means something because this is how it kind of broke a little bit of a gruffness on this top step, a little gruff. I'll give you his personality in a few minutes. We followed a guy all day. Went up towards the Grapevine. Okay, up towards I think of the town up there. It's on the top of the crest of the hill. Anyway, towards Gorman. That's it, Gorman. Head towards Gorman. The guy in charge in my unit, the supervisor that's in charge of the case, wanted the car stopped. Okay, so they hired patrol was called and they pulled it over. Well, the guy only spoke Spanish. Okay, well, I was the only Spanish speaker there. That's another reason why they brought me over. Well, let me back up a little bit because it's another track. Okay, these people didn't tell me that you have to eat on the run, find a bathroom quickly, and find shade. Those are the free things you do when you work undercover surveillance. Okay, because you can be sitting for a long time. And I was young then, and I could hold fluids and solids pretty good. Okay. Now I can't. Now I'm in a mutual moment. I gotta go. Okay. But in those days, so I don't know what to do. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. I don't know when we're supposed to eat because nobody told me anything. He said, "Here's a set of keys, kid. Follow the troops." So now it's like 5 in the afternoon. I haven't eaten all day. I got a little bit of a headache because I haven't eaten. I'm trying to I have to go to the bathroom. I can hear the guy. They're at a junkyard. They're following the suspect. He's in the junkyard doing something. So I thought, oh, good. I'm getting off here again. It's on one of my stories at realcopstoriesvideos.com. But I'll remind you, it's kind of funny, okay, and true. I see a wooden fence along one wall of the street. Great. I'm looking around. There's nobody, no traffic. It's a scrapyard. So very few trucks are in there. Very few. It's not a road for regular people. It's truck road to drop their scrap and stuff. So nobody on there. So I pull car next to the fence. So I open the door, and there's the wooden fence. I get out of the car, and now I'm peeing. And I don't know about women because I'm not a woman, but a man, once you start, man, and you got 4 gallons in you can't stop unless you can come to a slow stop, but you can't come to a screeching halt. Does that make sense? Okay. Is that true, my friend over here? Okay. Yeah. It's a gradual stop, not a brake stop. Explain that clearly? Okay. So now I'm in the middle of the fluid. This is great. Okay. Well, unfortunately, eyeball high, there's a knot in the wall, in the fence. And there's a hornet's nest in there. And not only about hornets, but I think the guard came at me, okay? I don't know how hornets work. I don't know if they have guys with rifles. I have no idea. He came right at me and got me right here on the forehead. And he stung my butt, okay, big time. So now I smashed him. I fall back against my car. I'm still flowing. So I've got fluid on my pant legs. I've got a hornet debris on my hand, okay, his body. I'm trying to zipper myself, and what do I hear on the radio? He's moving northbound on San Fernando Road. Oh my gosh, okay. So I'm trying to get zippered up, and things get in the way, okay. So now I've got that going for me, and I'm like, so I finally get that taken care of. I still got, I'm not even hooked up yet with my pants. I just get things put away. I jump in the car, I take off, and now I'm falling. Okay, this is a prelude to that stop. So now we're falling around, and now I've got this headache. Went to somebody with a sledgehammer pounding steel right in front of me. Okay, I got a throbbing headache. I got a knob on my head that big around. It's half a golf ball size sticking out of my forehead. I got urine all over my pants. My personal part was hit by zipper. Okay, not a good thing. Okay, and I'm going, what am I doing here? I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, so finally I get all fixed up. So 2 or 3 hours later we make the stop up there near Gorman, up in the Grapevine. Okay. So now they're stopped. And now my boss calls me to come up and translate. So I drive up, pull up, and there's a bunch of highway patrolmen there, and I get out of the car, and there's lights everywhere. The highway patrol, they got floodlights and red lights, and so I get out, and I'm walking up to the car, and they got the suspect in the back seat of the police car. So as I walk up, my boss looks at me, goes, looks at my forehead, looks at my crotch, because I'm all wet, man. And he goes, "What happened to you?" And I go, "Can I tell you later?" "Yeah, go talk to the guy." And he's looking, shaking his head. "What?" And all the other highway patrol guys are all poking each other. You know, look at that guy. Okay. So I get in the car, I turn on the dome light, and I turn to him and I tell him, you know, "How you doing?" And he looks at my forehead. He goes, "Are you okay?" This is a suspect asking me if I'm okay. And I go, "I'm okay." And I'm kind of I'm kind of leaning in, halfway leaning out, with my hand under the door. He can see my crotch is eyeball level with him because I'm kind of benched over. He looks at my crotch and goes, "What happened to you?" This is a suspect asking me what happened to me. Okay, and I go, "Oh, I told him I got stung with the hornet," and and he's laughing, and the guys are looking, everybody's looking, they got the suspect laughing. So anyway, so I asked him a few questions, and then we want to look in his car, and I think that broke the ice because I gave a form that you signed that let us look in his car, and he signed the form, and we went into his car. He found like 12 kilos of coke, which is a good caper. And then we called another unit. They went back to the house and got another 50. So it was a good caper all the way around. Okay, that's not the story. So back to well, let me continue on the sidetrack. So I come out of the car and we get the forms, and now I have to turn around, and now my boss asked me what happened. And so I'm looking at the other officers there, and I say, "What the heck?" So I told him what I told you. Everybody's in tears. Even the suspect is laughing, and I don't think he speaks that much English, but I figured out that he was probably listening to the story, thought it was pretty funny. Okay, that's great. So we go back. We go to the local highway patrol substation where they're going to take the guy away, and now we're in the parking lot. And now they're telling me, my supervisors, that you got to make sure you eat, go to the bathroom. And I said nobody. It's my first day. Nobody told me that. And so they kind of looked at the big boss, and he said, "Yeah, you guys. Well, that's a little late now. I'm still standing there, wet, hurting, you know." And so it kind of broke the ice with the top step a little bit. And then as I started working for him, the guys were great, but the top step was kind of gruff and kind of didn't have very much of a personality, you know. And so we would go and we'd come in every morning. There'd be a big table with 7 of us on there. He'd come in, and I found out within the first week that this is the way he is. He would walk in, look at one of his guys. "What do we got today?" "Okay, see you guys out there at 1 o'clock," and he'd go out the door. He never said good morning to anybody. He never said hi. He never did anything in there at all. It was just his way that he was. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is not going to be good. And so another thing he did I didn't like was that and I never did this, I can tell you right now, I never did when I became a supervisor. He had 2 favorites in there. Okay. You can't have that. He had 2 guys that he thought were the best in there. I wasn't one of them, okay? I did my best to make cases. I went undercover on several occasions. I supervised a couple of people next to me, but yet he had his favorites, and it showed. And I think you should never do that. You should never, outwardly or by actions, if you have a 7-person unit, to pick out the 2 people and make them your favorites, because it is a disservice to them, because everybody thinks you're a kiss ass. It's a disservice to the supervisor because he shouldn't do that, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing when you have a squad like that. It's not. And he did that. Okay. And he wouldn't. Another thing he didn't do is we would have new, innovative things we wanted to do, and he was old school. He called himself, and I just want regular stuff. I don't want anything new. And that I'm thinking, oh, I'm back to the other guy where he just sits and focuses like that, doesn't want to try something new. Well, no, this top step, he didn't have a pension coming. He just did not want to change what was successful in the past. That's fine, but if you have other things, you could be even more successful. And if you're successful right here, if you get new stuff with new detectives like me and my partner, then you can expand and be even more successful. But he never got that picture. He never did that. Okay, he stayed kind of focused. So, running out of tape here. So I'll come back to you a little bit, and hope you enjoyed that one. And the Hornet thing is unbelievable. Anyway, see you later. Bye-bye.